Mixing with my career building tip, making plug-in and equipment purchases. One of the things that get often asked quite a bit is what bundles, what plug-in bundles to buy, or what piece of equipment do I need, this particular microphone or this interface or whatever. And my answer immediately is almost always another question, which is, do you really need it or do you just want it? And that's an important thing to distinguish and a very important thing for building your career. We all want things, but the question is, do you really need it? Is having that particular thing going to get you more work? And how quickly is it going to get you more work? So let's break it down to particular things. What are your basic fundamental needs and things that you need to have? You need to have a good set of headphones and a good set of speakers if you're going to be mixing. You need to focus on getting the acoustic environment that you're working in as good as it possibly can be. Because anything else that you buy outside of those basic things, the monitoring, the interface that you're using, the speakers, the monitors, and the acoustics of the room that you're listening in, if that's not right, then any of the plugins or any of the other things that you buy aren't going to matter, because you're not going to be able to really effectively hear the quality of what it is that you're doing in the first place. So those are your primary things. You obviously need a DAW. So pick one that primarily serves your best purposes. You want to work in Pro Tools and invest in that and start working with that. So then the question becomes, do you need Logic? Well, maybe you want Logic, but do you need Logic? Do you have people calling you for gigs? There are a lot of people calling and asking you if you have Logic, if you work with Logic. And if you have that, then it becomes a valuable purchase. And the reason is that if you now learn to work with Logic and people are calling you, or if you're losing work because you don't have that particular DAW, then it's worth the investment. As you go forward with plugin bundles, you may find if you're collaborating with certain people on projects and they have certain Waves plugins, then that becomes a good investment for you if you're making money from those particular gigs. So the idea is that you are buying things as you need them, as opposed to necessarily as you want them. The problem with buying things as you want them is that you end up investing your money in the wrong places, and then when you really need to buy something, you find yourself short of cash for what it is that you need. That's one possibility. If you have all the funds that you need, then that's great. Buy all the things that you want. The downside to that, though, is that if you have too much stuff, then what happens is you never master any of it. You actually end up with this plugin bundle, and you don't even, huge plugin bundle with thousands of plugins, and you don't even know where to begin, what plugin to start with. So you end up mastering none of them. You're better off starting with a minimum of equipment and really master that equipment. Become really, really good. Really understand your speakers, study them, understand your headphones, study them, really work that application, and even the plugins that come with the audio application, the DAW that you purchase. Really understand them. When you get plugins that you need, really work with them for a while. Do lots of mixing with them. Really get to understand what they're good at, what they're not good at. And then you'll find your needs. And then you say, gee, I can never get a good bass sound. Find the plugin that gives you the bass sound that you look at. Now it becomes valuable. But if you just sort of stock yourself up with a million plugins thinking that that's going to make you a great mix engineer or a great producer because you have a huge library of beats or whatever, or sounds or whatever, that's not what's going to make you any good at what you do. It's really mastering the amount of things that you do have, and bring things in and use them. Really, really use them. And that's the only way that you can effectively decide what it is that you need to purchase, and determine or separate what the things that you really need versus the things are that you really want. So the ultimate test is it going to make you money? That's one of the big questions that you want to know. Are people calling you specifically with this product in mind? Is this something that you need to have in order to continue to work and collaborate with people? And if that's the case, it's a valuable purchase that helps you develop your career. And if it's just some other toy that you want, then most of the time it's better off that you wait until you need it to buy it. That's the Mixing with Mike career building tip. Make plug-in and equipment purchases, and how to make those decisions about how to buy them and when to buy them.